Good evening and welcome. Welcome everybody. You know what time it is. It's time for the brand new podcast by Backtrack Sports. It's called No Sweat. Ooh, Smitty.
Yeah, that was pretty tight. What an intro to the first podcast, eh?
Yeah,
man, I'm quite excited. This is something fairly new. And the first in track and field, I guess. And it's focused on track and field by athletes, for athletes.
Come on,
man. Preach. Yeah, so it's very informal. We can say whatever we want, all right, as long as it's the truth. Or somewhere along the line of it's going to happen. We can't predict the future, but we're going to try to. Anyway, Tim, so you run us a little bit about what we're going to chat about.
Well, we've got a super lineup. Obviously, it's been an amazing week. This specific article that we wrote, it had a lot of, let's call it, a lot of people asking questions and wondering. It had a lot of buzz, Smitty, on social media. The topic for tonight, let me just recap you on that so that you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is the 4x100 meter chicken and madness. That's the topic for this evening.
I like the madness part of it, but the chicken more. We're gonna have some chicken while we enjoying this.
Absolutely.
And some hot sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I guess there's a lot of madness going on. Hence the topic. When I say in track and field in South Africa, everyone's trying to get the qualifying. 29th is coming up and it's around the corner.
It's around the corner. A few days to go until the 29th. The 29th is obviously, for those who don't know, that's when we cap it. That's when SESCOC caps it. No more athletes can qualify after the 29th. So the 29th midnight, it's over. Yeah. So we want to see who's going to qualify. I mean, we're holding our fingers, thumbs, whatever it is. We want to see more South African track and field athletes qualify. Who are you guys waiting to see to qualify? Who are you rooting for? I mean, I've got a few on my list, but hopefully they'll get that done.
Yeah, cool. So, just a little bit on the article that I wrote, all right, and that I published. It reached 90,000 people, and a lot of phone calls and WhatsApps.
Yeah, it's amazing article. I mean, it touched. It's amazing because the topic that we were discussing. You wrote about there. It's a touchy one. Yeah, it's a touchy one because everybody's got their favorites and athletes will also have their say, but we're gonna break it down. Let's break it down and get into your mind and our thinking, your thinking behind the article. So that's gonna be exciting. I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, cool, man. We can start right up. Is South Africa can win the gold? We can win the gold in the 4x100. A lot of people say yes. A lot of people say let's do it. A lot of people say it would be a dream come true. I believe we definitely in it. There's a lot that can happen, and Paul Corries has worked well with the team. He's already got one goal. I don't care who was there, who wasn't there. Remember, Brazil won the previous main stage.
Absolutely.
So Brazil they're not just a throw around team, right? They were well in the lead in the last 100 meter in Poland.
Until
King Simbine.
Tsonga man with power. Akani Simbini.
AK-47 out of the blocks. Until he decided no, that we will take this gold by inch or by a mile.
Do you know what's always interesting? Like when we get into these competitions, there's always that when you listen to the commentators, there's always talk about they never really talk about the African team, South African team. It's almost like it's a shock to them that we are in the finals and. Even when we won the medal in that competition, it was like, wait a minute, yes, South Africa, all of a sudden. But I mean, we know our team, and that's why you wrote the article, because we believe South Africa can win a 4x100 meter medal, Olympic gold medal. There's nothing wrong with that statement. There's nothing wrong with it at all.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that. So, that's what we want. It's cool to medal, but I think the destiny lies in the gold. Oof. If you have a look at just the tradition of South African sports, all right, we a country that, even in rugby, getting that third or getting that second isn't quite what uplifts us like getting the gold. In the Olympics, getting a medal is great. That's what I rather hope the article did, is inspire the people and create that sense of belief.
Yeah.
And then just a little bit touch on thinking, on a little bit different thinking around this relay team of who's in form, who we think can run, and who we think can bring it back home. So I hope that it did reach everybody pretty much that's got an interest in track and field. And I know, speaking to some of the guys earlier that's even in the squad, it's created a little bit of fire behind them.
Yeah, I mean, by athletes for athletes, that's our slogan. That's what we stand for. We've always backed the athletes, and everything we do is to back the athletes. And man, we're in a good space. We're in a space now where people don't know who they want in the team anymore. You know what I mean? It's not just 2 or 3 guys that can steer this team into success.
No.
There's 6, there's 7, there's even more. If it wasn't for the injuries, we've got a list of almost, let's call it 7 athletes who can do South Africa proud. That's a good place to be.
Absolutely. So let's run through the team a little bit, Temps, and I'll let you take the lead on this. Yeah, you know these guys. I see we've got a couple of viewers. Lucas Maklele. How you doing, buddy? Michelle Pretorius. How's it? Hope
welcome, guys.
And welcome. Let's be polite.
Good to have you guys on. Obviously, this is, for those of you who are here for the first time, this is No Sweat. So this is our brand new podcast, coming straight to you. And we're going to start something new. We're going to build it up, and we're going to touch on all these important track and field matters. This evening's topic, just to refresh everybody, is on the 4x100 meter chicken and madness. All right. So back to the team, Smitty. Erwin Schmidt. I call him Smitty for those of you who are watching. It's a big team, and there's a lot of people who can qualify. Just to run through the names. I'm going to run through them quickly, and then from there on, we'll get into starting leg and all that other stuff that creates a lot of interest. Let's rather put it. Yeah, cool. We've got Akani Simbini. Obviously, we all know him.
Guy, what's it? 989, 987?
989. SA record. Of course, he's one who we're looking to steer the team, anchor the team into success. We've got the likes of Wade van Niekerk, 994.
Gift Leo Clela.
The gift of speed.
I get excited when this guy runs. Also, just coming back from injury as well.
So Gift has got a 9.94 seconds in the 100 meter. Fresh.
Emil Erasmus at 10:01.
Impressive. Emil is one of those athletes you can always trust and rely on.
He's also traveled to Poland. So he wasn't contention for that. So he's got to be in some kind of form. Haven't seen a lot of him race.
Absolutely. We haven't seen much of him race in this year. I'll just look at the IAAF website.
But whatever he does good, because I've seen his kill death ratio on Warzone. that thing's close to 4. And that's quite impressive, being from as a South African player. For those guys that don't know Warzone, Call of Duty. If you above a 1, you're great with our conditions in South Africa. So he plays that well. So I expect him to be in form if he gets the call up anyway.
All right. We also have the likes of Sean Patuchedzo Maswanganyi. You know what this one, before I even get to his performances, the name has been such a talk. People, South Africans, all of a sudden they want him to be called Patuchedzo now then he's in America. But those who don't know, Sean is the name he used way before many people knew him. But when he came into the South African scenes, the name was just so exciting that we were like, Patuchedzo Maswanganyi. It's exciting. It sounds like somebody who causes havoc on the track, and he's been doing exactly that. Sean Maswanganyi in America, he's got obviously a fresh 10.04 seconds, but he also went wind aided 987 as well as a 1993 wind aided as well. So he's in phenomenal form. Yeah,
he's actually in crazy form at the moment. Running, and I'm quite familiar with the conditions in the United States as well. You just get competition after competition. Every week it's someone else. And running in the NCAAs too, it's like you can't hold back a bit. If you hold back a bit, you're behind by a mile. So he's just constantly race after race after race. He's actually pulled it through. And I've got one of his races here. that he did run. So let's have a look at that one.
All right, let's check it.
See, here we go. If we can flip to my screen, Quintin. Show my Swangani.
The best time, 10.05 for the South African. Underway with the 100-meter dash here in 2021.
You just see right out of the blocks, smooth.
The boy is fast.
And
And look at him.
See, at this point, he was just happy for the win.
Shutting
That's the
down.
conference win, and then turns around and realizes.
Oh my word.
Takes a little
Oh
stumble.
goodness. Hey. Hey.
It's a 987 wind assisted. That's quick. Similar like we're seeing what happened with the Akani as well. He ran a 981, Gift the 994. I know Gift repeated that, but Mashwanyangi went and literally ran the 987 also in wind aided conditions. So the positive about a wind aided run is that your body can go that fast.
Yeah, you get the leg speed either way.
Yeah, so imagine that little bit of adrenaline pumping.
Come
You've
on.
got a medal on the line,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's 4x1 or if it's in the 100-meter flat.
Of course.
That's going to be, once you're out of that blocks, you're gone.
Come
That's
on.
it. So I'm looking forward to that. Akani is accustomed to these conditions. He knows what it is.
Yeah.
Over and over and over, he's made the final,
I mean,
which is pretty decent. So I look forward, especially for Mashwanyangi, to come out of the NCAAs, right, which is these type of conditions, these world-class conditions against those guys, and then turn it up a notch in the Olympics. You saw that, like, so Leon Fourie, he came right out of the NCAA collegiate track. He ran the races in the USA, went over and made the final in London 2012.
Yeah.
2012, not 2012. But yes.
I get you, but I mean, it's exactly that. I mean, end of the day, you want people who have gone through the fire of tough competition, having to prove yourself week after week, from indoors to outdoor. That's tough. It's not easy stuff. So absolutely, I mean, this is a strong team. I'm going to continue with the list. I will get to the rest of the discussions after that.
Cool.
We've
I've got another video on him right after.
Okay,
Wait,
cool. We'll get to
grocery
that.
shopping first.
We've got Tando Dlodlo.
Yeah, Tando, I like this kid.
Yeah, one of your favorites.
Tando Dlodlo.
I don't know if it's just the name, the way it sounds on your tongue, but
No, it's the way he runs, believe
yeah,
me.
absolutely, man. Tando is a phenomenal runner, and he's consistent. That's one thing. He pulls through. He's a young renegade. He's always up for the task, and he never seems to get flabbergasted by the pressure or attention or anything. So he's one to look out for. He's got a 10.08, obviously. Clarence Munyai has got a 10.10 in the 100-meter. Obviously, also fantastic. I mean, he's ran in all the relays as well, where South Africa has done well. He's been there, part of the team as well. So that's just, it shows, that, the list goes on. And Anaso Jobodwana, obviously, also with a 10.10. I mean, we know what he's done, Schmidt. You know what he's done. World champs next to Bolt, smiling, looking around,
Mr. Smiles.
Mr. Smiles. So that's exciting to see. So that's the team. We've got a list
That's
of...
the team. So a bit on what I believe with Clarence Munya. No, I don't think there's a lot of people that will run the bend quicker than he does.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm waiting this year to show that he's in form. That's what I'm waiting for. Yes, he did bag that gold medal in the relay, right? But we were quite behind. Okay, I'm not saying it's because of him, because I know there was a transition error as well from Dlodlo, or between Dlodlo and Gift. But I'm waiting for that form that Clarence always is in. He's got the 300-meter junior world record. He's got the 200-meter SA record. And boy, he's a tough guy to beat in 100-meter. And so far this year, it's just not there quite yet. Even though I say this, but I believe he's good enough to do it. I hope or just before the 29th, he rocks down a solid performance to really just stamp his spot. And that's why I kept him in as a reserve. Because you never know what happens.
Yeah,
I don't know what your thoughts are, but that's mine on him.
He's also running the 200-meter individual race. He's part of the team.
Yeah, he is. He qualified last year for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
what time did he run? 20 point.
I'll pick
2010, I think.
I'll pick that up for you shortly. But yeah, there's a type of athlete he is, So going into Olympics, he's got the individual event to also run. So that form that you're looking for, I think we might be able to see it as well when he's running in the rounds at the Olympics in Tokyo. So that's another positive thing, because each and every athlete going there has most of them have qualified for individual events as well. So that is good. It's a positive for South African sprints.
That pretty much is like the stamp to actually get into the relay squad, I believe too. If you're good enough to race, I'm not saying if you run that Olympic qualifying, you're Olympic athlete. If you make the 4x100 meter team, you're Olympic athlete as well. And these guys are all on the verge to make it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So talking a little bit in circles, but I do believe like the standard is set. Qualify for your individual event.
Absolutely. And then obviously when you come to this topic, the formation. Who starts? Who's second? Who is third? Who is finishing? Smitty, I think this is probably the topic that would get you stuck in hot water. But we say no sweat, because ain't no sweat here. We're calm. Can you see? Do I look like I'm sweating, Smitty?
So no, you're not sweating. You're not sweating at all. Okay, so let's have a look at who do we have on the table to start. It's pretty much all the guys. But the two top contenders for that, I would say, is
who is yours?
Sean Maswanganyi and Thando Dlodlo.
Maswanganyi.
Yeah. Patlut Swetsho.
Why would you say Patuchedzo? He's been running very well. Others might say he's fast. He's probably one of the quickest in the team at the moment.
It's based on the NCAA race. All right. Did you watch that 200 meter that he ran? Okay, in the 100, he was going. All right. He ended up finishing second.
Yeah.
In the 200, he ran it, I think it's 20.10 or 2010.
Yeah, 2010.
Like
2010.
Quick.
Fast.
And he was gone. Over the first bend, he was gone, starting off. So have a look at Lodlo. He's consistent.
Yeah.
But to get the gold, remember the article is, we can win gold.
Okay.
To get the gold, I think Sean's got the edge. All right. He started off flying through that bend. It's a bend that is starting off as well.
Yeah.
This guy is quick over 60 meters.
Yeah.
Give him a bit of BMT for the NCAA's doubling, and he got a bronze and a silver as a freshman, as a youngster. You got bowling or brolling?
Yeah, Matthew
in
the United States of
America. That guy doesn't play around. He's got a 998 as a high school athlete. That's super quick.
Yeah.
All right, and he wasn't in contention with this. Sean literally took him on.
Yeah.
So both freshmen. Look at where both of them ended. So I've got a race, the classic shootout of last year.
Yeah.
So just before Sean head to the States that I want to show you guys. Just have a look. This is a 60 meters against some of the top runners in South Africa. Right on the outside. Boom.
Boom. Bang. Can we see the celebration?
What a race will be the classic shootout, the Newton Classic Shootout champion of 2020. He looks really happy.
Amazing stuff, man.
The celebration, Arjun. This boy came here ready. He was in the driving seat all the way in the outside lane. Would have been shocked to be in the outside, but
so that race happened so quick. I might as well just show it again. It's like 6 seconds. Let's go. Watch this. Watch him is in the outside lane.
Lane 8.
This is him right here.
Yeah.
Lane 8, eh?
off they go, and Morocco is out very quickly. Look on the inside.
Gone.
Young as well.
Doesn't look like it, but he's gone.
Is it going to be Morocco? Batu takes it. He runs away
6.59.
Unofficial, so it was a bit faster. Man, that's amazing. I mean, I agree. When it comes to that decision of whether to put him in the start or where, man, I would agree with you with the start. Also, plainly just based on number one, fast out of the blocks, and that's exactly what you need in the 4x100 meter. If you are not out of the blocks, you can't be chasing the race. You know, you cannot be chasing the race. So Man,
Your start's super important. Think about it or the 100 meter flat, or the 200 flat. All right. How do you take off splits? You got your top end, you got your race sorted out. How much work do the guys spend at the start? So Sean being or running in the United States at the moment, I guarantee you, the first thing Carl Lewis did, or one of the first things, is up the amount of time he spends on his starts. Because it's been absolutely sublime in that. And he executes it straight from there. That's why he's running constantly sub 10 tens. Not 10 seconds, 10 tens. And if you want to compete internationally, you got to be consistent.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. Okay.
All right.
So are you set?
Yeah. Well, with that decision, the people you've put there, I'm happy. I'm
Cheers
more
to
than
that.
happy.
That's with a chicken wing.
You can eat to that one. I mean, absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna move now to the second part of the race. I mean, listen, guys.
They're singing. They're hot.
If you have a comment, or if there's something that you would want to share, I mean, put it down. Like, listen, yeah, we're here to talk athletics. We're not here to dictate the terms. We do not select teams. We do not influence teams. We just want to see South Africa win. You know, that's where it is. So next up, a back straight, the leg 2 in the article. So this is what you said, Smitty. Wait for Niekerk.
Yeah, wait for Nick taking it, but that's where the controversy started.
Okay. So whilst you're busy chewing and devouring that dunked hot wing with whatever sauce you got there, I will open up on this one. So obviously, you mentioned the Avanti race where we saw Akani Simbini run against Wait for Niekerk.
Yeah. So what do you want in the back straight? All right. Gift's gonna be brilliant in the back straight any day. Right. Usually, if you're competing, your back straight oak is either your fastest oak or it's your second fastest.
Absolute.
Okay. But we can win.
Okay.
So how are you strategical? Or what's the strategy behind this? You got guys that runs sub 10-10s at the moment.
Yeah.
Wade did it on his return. He ran a 10-10. I think it was in Bloemfontein.
Yeah.
Okay. That shows he's got the speed. Now he's in much better form. Didn't run 100 yet. He's run the 60 and won that in 6.6. Mashwanyangi ran a 6.59 or 6.58. Now you got Wade in Porch at a 6.6 on the 60 meters. So he's not slow. He's not slow. All right. So when it comes to the top guys that you race against, what would Wade's strength be? And where would it lie currently? At the Avanti race, there was heavy wind.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, it's behind him. You got a guy like Akani Simbine, also top form, and then the rain came down, right? And that wind wasn't easy, even though it was from behind. It kind of felt like a crosswind.
Yeah.
All right, and blistering back. So he's not going to be quick around the bend, or he might be quick around the bend up to par for it, but he's going to be more effective on the straight. When he's in motion, look at his 400 meters. His starts. Everyone talks about Wade's start. And the start, not in terms of the first 100, the start in terms of the first 300. And it's usually the back straight where he hits it because he goes sub 20s in the 400 meter.
Man, it's amazing to have.
So that's why I selected him there. Gift's talent will be wasted there. Gift will have the most influence doing it like Bolt. He's a big Bolt guy. He's super quick. If he takes it off speed from Wade, and he's got the leg speed to take it at that speed, and just shoot away, and then give it to Akani at speed, so they can literally work on super quick transitions.
So obviously, already here, the African record is under threat.
So I see Andre Willifie says here, Gift for back straight, Wade for third leg. All right?
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's valid. I was thinking about it. But go and have a look at the current form.
Yeah.
If you want to make a strategical decision, all right, you're going to run Wade against the second guy. He ran a 994 The year after he ran the 44.8 something. He ran a 994. And I believe he's in that shape again.
Yeah.
I really do believe he is. Even the 200 meter that he got hurt in, it wasn't that he got stuck. That was on a complete straight. And he was gone. So yeah, Andre's got it closer. I thought about that too.
Big ups to Andre Olifi for that. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for following and getting stuck in this conversation. Like we said, we do not dictate terms. Everything we did in this article was let's challenge South Africans. Let's challenge people to think about these things. And also, I mean, the athletes have been putting in the work to make sure they get into these teams. And man, we can win. I repeat, we can win.
We can win.
And I mean,
I almost
before I
want to
get
go
to
as
the
far
next
as
guy.
say I think we're gonna win. But if the team selection is right and take into consideration just the guy's form and that it's a final and we need to go for gold, not just the medal, we can win. If the guys just go for gold, I could go for a medal. I didn't think with that mindset we'll win.
Yeah.
Go to win.
Yeah.
Go to win. That's it. That's why we're there. We're able.
Come on, man. This is South Africa. You know, as much as South Africans, we always expect the best of our teams. We always expect the best possible for the teams. And before we get to the third leg, obviously, the statement in the article says we can win, and there's a fear. I don't know why people are afraid of this statement, because as soon as we say that, they bring up other teams. Can I touch on that before we get to the third leg?
If you're the Springboks and you want to win the Rugby World Cup, they usually bring up the All Blacks.
Of course.
All right, we lost against the All Blacks, but we won the World Cup. Why?
Because we wanted it more.
No, we wanted it as much as anyone else that's capable of doing it. Because given the circumstance, we continued on our plan. All right, after the loss, analyzed it, and then played from there to win. And I believe if we played the All Blacks in final, we would have won it anyway. But this is athletics. We did it there.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, let's look at some of the teams that people are saying, we're crazy. You guys, what do you guys think? You guys are a bit too ambitious to think South Africa can win. Maybe this, maybe that. United States of America, you cannot forget them. I'm gonna run through some of the athletes they have.
Actually, let's bring that up. I got that up. I got their rankings, and you run through some of their athletes.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So share my screen, Quintin. Thanks.
There we go. So the Americans, as you can see on the screen, they dominate the top 8 positions at the moment. Obviously, not all 8 of them will be able to go, but they've got the top 8 positions when it comes to 100-meter times. And then at number 8, we've got Gift Leotlela. And then from there on, we've got athletes from Italy, Japan, America, obviously dominating the top 14 spots. But the team that would most likely run for the United States, based on what happened at the US trials or US championships, we've got obviously Trayvon Bromell. He's back from injury. He's got a 977. We've got the likes of Ronnie Baker, ran a PB as well, 985. And then there's Fred Kelly.
The 400-meter runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, coming down. Same as Wade. With the 986.
He ran a 986.
And he didn't even take the ticket for the 400. He decided, now I'm going for the 100.
Yeah. He decided to pull out of the 400. Interesting. And then in 4th place, they've got Kenny Bednarek, who also ran a 989.
So cool. I want to point out something.
Point it out.
All right. So if you so there's 8 USA athletes better than us, we're not going to win. All right? If you go straight on rankings, why isn't Isaiah Young in?
Yeah.
At 989, he's quicker than Kenneth. Kenneth.
Yeah, rankings don't mean anything.
What about Marvin Bracey? Did he make it?
I'm not sure.
It doesn't look like it. At 985. Because you said it's Bromell, Baker, Curley, Bednarek.
Yes. Top 4. They'll take 2 extra substitutions. Or
Yeah,
what do
they
you call
will.
them? Mhm.
They will, but that will be the 4 pretty much,
Yeah.
unless there's injury. So anything can happen.
Yeah.
100 meters a volatile race. Splits. We're literally talking about splits. How quick is a split second? It's actually a wrong breath. by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
That's
doubt.
what it's like.
It's doubt.
Compare Americans to South Africans currently. How many high-quality South African races have we had? Our guys are in Europe now preparing. See, Wade's going to run 2 races now. He's running on the 29th.
Yeah.
Gift's going to run a couple.
Yeah.
Khan is running next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay? We know NASA is also trying to qualify there too. And I hope he does qualify. That guy's got a bronze medal in the 200 meters.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. I really hope he qualifies. That'd be good for us.
Yeah.
And good for him too. He's a super talent.
Awesome guy as well. And then, let me touch on this one. Brazil.
Brazil, they took the previous medal, almost beat us in Poland.
So, everybody's always saying America, America, but the same America lost against Brazil at the previous World Athletics Relays. So, and listen to their team. They've got Rodrigo do Nascimento, who's got a 10:10 in the 100 meter, 10.100. They've got Andre Camilo de Oliveira, who's got a 10:02. They've got Jorge Vides, who's got a 10:08. And then they've got Derek Silva at 10.10 as well.
Cool.
Nobody's gone sub 10 in their team.
Okay, cool. Then in this year's rankings of times, I don't see any Brazilian
No,
up there unless I'm
no,
not
there's,
familiar with the flag.
there's usually not many.
There's one at 38th.
38th ranked.
Yeah, 10:07. So cool. It comes to sleek changeovers.
That's what it is.
The right people in the right places, knowing their role, executing sleek changeover. Jamaica's got 2 at 10:03, 10:04. Yeah, I think we're still going to see a fast time before the Olympics from Akane. Akane's got a 9.99
Yep.
with a 3 headwind.
That's amazing.
Who else had a 3 headwind? That would have been an illegal headwind. If it came from behind. That's so strong, it's actually illegal. And he ran a 9.99. He
My
ran
word.
sub 10. I see there's the Chinese oak, Bingshan Su.
Oh.
He's with a 0.9 headwind. He ran a 9.98. Akane's got the 981 with a plus 3.2, I think. That guy's in form. But let's get back to the bend. Let's get to the bend.
All right. Changeover number 3.
Yeah.
The bend.
Yeah, so that's the only one that I scratch my head, because if you put Wade there, I think, I would still stick with Wade in the straight. I think Gift would similar to what you've seen with Bolt, would be the best runner for that position. I think Gift could even be. No, I won't put him at start. Sean's too strong at the start. Sean is perfect at the start, so you got to play to your strength too. So you got a nice 4-3-2-1 build-up. So they're gonna flip their teams around, and if Gift sniffs, he's gonna pull away. You could put Wade against anyone. Wade ran that world record in lane 8. He didn't see who's in his left. He couldn't see anybody in the field. He just went. So give him a baton, especially in the back straight. There'll be similar effect. He doesn't know where he's or where he's at. He just knows I gotta go quick. I need to go fast.
Yeah. I mean, even if you watch Wade at the Boston Adidas race, I mean,
Yeah, he's good.
once he caught speed, he looked like he was gonna just zoom past Zanel Hughes. I mean, that had South Africans worried when you saw him. Obviously,
And that was a straight.
it was a straight.
That was a straight.
So once he caught speed in the straight, which is exactly what the home straight is. I mean, he looked like he was about to cruise away until he obviously pulled out. And thank goodness it wasn't as serious. Despite people being worried and so on, the 44.56 against Zombrano proved that, listen, he's in world class form. I mean, 44.56. This is his first race since let's say his fastest 400 since 2017.
Mm-hmm.
His first, let me not say fast, let me say his first sub 45 since 2017. And I mean, he did it in immaculate fashion. I mean, he was gone. I mean, if you watch that race, around the bend,
Talking about Wade here.
into the straight. He was moving away. I mean, there's a lot in the tank. We'll see what happens 29 and going forward with the other races that he has lined up. But yeah, that's the bend. You going with Gift Leotlele and that one?
Definitely. Play to our strengths. Wade's going to be most effective in the straight.
Maswanganye.
Yeah, he's going to be most effective in the start. And Gift will kill him on that bend. He would. We'll get that baton first. I mean, who better? Think of Akane, how many sub-10s he's run on his ace.
I mean, he's got, if I'm counting correct, last hour was at 29, he added another 2. So he's easily got 29 sub-10 second runs. 29. If I'm wrong, I'm going to have to recheck it. But from what I've counted, it's 29 since 2015.
Yeah, that's superb, bud. That really is.
That's world class. That's consistency.
That is consistency.
That is focus.
And I believe he's got a sub 9.8 in his legs.
Tonga man with power.
I really do. After seeing him, he's got this thing for semi-finals, man. Have a look at the AGN when he almost broke the SA record, 9.91. Nobody in his race. Semi-final at AGN. Nobody even there to watch it. Boof, 991. And then he ran the 981 again in the semi-finals. Okay, that's got wind, but he was super. The way that started, and the way that he was out, it was super. He had no reason in that race to run that quick, even with that wind. No reason. You still got the final coming up. You still got the final, and you're running against Gift, and Gift's in sub-10 form. Right? He had no reason, no right to run that quick in the semi-final. But he knows his body. He knows his body.
Ubandlo.
Yeah.
He has no right.
No, zero.
I like that.
But anyway, all jokes aside, he knows his body, knows if he feels good, he's going to go for it. That's it. And you'll realize, have a look at his races at the Olympics and at the World Champs as well. The heats gets through it. And when it comes down to being serious, he's in final form. His mindset. I'm taking this. There's no way. So, yeah, then he goes sub-10. Once he's in that final, he knows it's sub-10 race. He's going to take it. So he can go sub-10 whenever he decides to. And for some reason, he likes the semi-finals.
Yeah.
But I think there might be no pressure. I don't know. Final, the execution, you can't get out too quick. I don't know.
No, I think it's definitely there. I mean, the one thing you know about the 100 meters that the conditions change like rapidly. You know, I mean, look at the final, for instance. They had tailwind, and then in the final, all of a sudden it's a headwind.
A headwind again, and around 10 foot flat. Yeah.
So it changes at any given moment, and I mean that's why I think what the athletes have learned now, and this is why just comes out of nowhere, is that once you get the perfect conditions, even with when you look at Sean Patuchezu Maswanganye, when he ran the SA Junior record last year at the AGN Champs, semi-finals, he said he just saw the wind was quiet, all of a sudden the conditions are perfect. And his coach was like, hey, let's go. Get into the final, bit of change here and there. And I mean, he still wins, but the junior record is in the bag. The scouts are looking at that. The America have their eyes open. We put out the video, and the whole world can see it. So that's the moment, You don't get it again. And the athletes know. It's exactly what you said. He just knows. When you know your body, when you get that chance, you know, you gotta take it. You gotta take it. There's no tomorrow or next week or maybe in the final. You gotta take
Yeah,
it.
you gotta.
Mm-hmm. So so
that's my team, and then world class. Or when I say world class, guys that's familiar with international races.
Mm-hmm.
Clarence,
Yeah.
put him in as a reserve, as well as Thando Dlodlo. I'll take both.
So that's your final 6.
That's my final 6, unless
Hmm.
someone knocks us up 10. That's on the fringe. But I'll take him, and I'll consider him for the final team. But I'll watch him in the 100-meter flat
Mm-hmm.
if he's able to participate in that, because I know we already got 3 going, and see if he's actually in form on the day there before I race him in the final or in a knockout stage.
Yeah.
But that's luckily not my job. That's Paul's job.
With that said, good luck, Coach Paul. I hope,
Good luck, Coach Paul.
But we know from what if you look at the decisions Paul has been making over the past year or 2 or 3, you know, the guys are breaking African records. They're breaking SA records all the time. So he's done something well. You know, you've called him the chef, the master chef. If he was into chocolate, would be the master chocolatier. He's making it work. He's making it smooth, and he's choosing the best teams, competition after competition. So,
but then I want to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
So I considered this and then put it out there. I know Wade loves Destiny, right? So he's probably going to go for the 400 to defend his title. I know he likes the 200 as well, and he was delighted with the silver medal that he ran at World Champs prior to it. Okay, he's got to defend his title. He can medal there. Oh, I believe he can win it. Just having a look at the form that he's in. But he's got another chance, or I would say better chance in, I don't want to say better chance because that's so negative, but he's got a very good chance for the gold in the 4x100. So do you think Wade would consider running the relay?
Well, I think he would. You've seen in the past, he took a lot of interest to the 100. You know, when you think of the season where he ran the 994, I mean, even Philip Poch. Remember Philip Poch?
I remember Philip Poch.
Philip Poch. What a day. What an event. And, you know, the 100-meter is always the talk of the town. The 4x100 meter at the moment is the talk of the town.
See if I can get that race.
Yeah,
race
let's
of
see if we
Philip
can
Poch.
get it. Amazing race. So I think with the way he's been also taking on the 200s more, he ran more 200s this year than he did 400s. So it shows that he's been working on his speed. And I mean, his move to America can only be a speed-based move. Not only, but I mean, I think that's going to be one of the strengths he will get out of that. Faster starts, quicker, more speed. And he'll look to turn that into, you know, faster 200s and faster 400s as well. So I think, you know, if he's there at the Olympics,
I believe I got the race now.
he will definitely want to be part of the 4x100 meter team.
Just wait, I got another commercial. Vicks Vapor Does this look like Poch? Let's get it up there, Quintin.
Yeah, there is the race from Poch.
Poch. They even had Simon Magakwe,
Oh, the lion.
the lion. Yeah, Emil Erasmus. So this wasn't. Oh, and it was filled. Remember when we launched that campaign? #Philip Poch.
Yeah, amazing.
Bolt
Look at that.
Bolt even tweeted that, and then everyone tried to claim they're the creators of it. That was the funniest thing that I've ever seen. But that came from the athletes. That was a joint discussion. Backtrack, Wade van Niekerk, Connie Simbine.
Yeah, Kanye was actually the biggest pusher of this
Biggest
movement.
pusher of it, Philip Poch. And just have a look at what the crowd looked like that night. And that's the power of athletes.
It was full.
There was no cash, man. This was athlete endorsement of an event.
Poch was filled.
And Poch was filled. Beyond filled.
The atmosphere.
Goed gepak.
Gepakkereer.
No, you all.
That's not a word, but it was packed, is what we're trying to
So
say.
that's a power, and I think endorsement lies with athletes in the future anyway. But we'll get to that on another stage. So let's get to the start.
Yeah, just from the start.
So this is what SABC's got out. Emil Erasmus, Akani Simbine. So Emil's got a 10.01. You got 998 from Simon Machakwe. Wade van Niekerk, he ran that 994.
Roto was in
Roto
amazing
997.
995. That
995. Akani 991. And Enrico Brenkes. Boom, gone. And then what? Look, on a straight. Look at Wade. So Khan is gone, but look at Wade. Zoop.
Simbini. Dominant performance there. What a race.
Unbelievable. 996. Come finals. Boom. And Wade was at 10:01.
Sub 10 man.
Sub
29
10.
sub 10s, Akani Simbini.
Yeah.
He means business.
Let's have a look at what people are saying. Okay, so we got... Hey, Wade will be familiar enough with the team to execute the changeover properly. Joseph and Nendu.
So he's asking, will Wade be?
Oh, will Wade be?
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Wade ran 44.56.
Yeah, so the question is, will he be familiar enough with the team to execute the changeover?
He's friends with everyone. He's clinical. He's focused.
Yeah. World-class athletes make it happen, right?
And when he steps onto the track in a training session, whether it's 10 minutes before the race, believe you me, he's going to give 150,000% focus in executing, getting this done. It's a world stage.
Yeah.
I think he went in lane 8.
Unprepared.
Unprepared in terms of mindset, in terms of what he needs to do to execute. Lane 8, that's the most difficult spot to run a race in.
He's always prepared.
So you got the quickest guy running a world record from there. He's prepared. He will be good enough.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But that's what I think.
All right. So that is the lineup. Obviously, guys, if you have a different lineup, man, we're more
throw
than,
your lineup.
we're
If
more
you
than
think
open to this.
We missed anybody?
If there's somebody that we should be, I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, if we look at our sprinters at the moment, we've got so much talent. And that's the positive thing. I mean, I think the youngsters now, they're going to be looking at you saying, hey, yay. You know, this is what we can do as well. I mean, we've got a youngster like Benjamin Richardson. He ran 10.17 last week at Tux. So he's one for the future. The likes of Sinesipo Dambile, one for the future. But for now, these are the athletes. The athletes that we're looking at here, these are the guys at their prime. And they're the team. And I firmly believe the team that we mentioned here is capable of doing it. And I mean, end of the day, relay is a team, and everybody has to play their role. If you are in the top 6 or top 4, man, you know, every person plays a role, and every role is important. So, come on, South Africa, let's do this. We can win gold. That is the statement. South Africa can win gold at the Olympic Games. If you disagree, that is your opinion. Our opinion is South Africa can win.
Cool. So I think we've explained ourselves well enough on this topic. I think we can run to a second one. And I see you giving me the death stare. What can this be?
Okay. So what is it that you wanna? What else do you wanna talk about?
I want Caster Semenya to run the 5,000 in the Olympics.
Absolutely. I mean, the Cobra. She's been looking. I mean, let's just paint the picture also in people's minds. I mean, to move from an 800 meter where you've been dominating for close to 10 years, and then to shift up. I mean, it's almost 8 times your event where you have to run a 5,000 meter. And the consistency in the way she's been dropping the times, coming from a 16 was a PB a year or so back, and then now to be running a 15:30 in, I mean, the conditions in Durban were horrible, if you remember that day. Will she qualify in time? Is the question. And I mean,
I hope she does. You will.
I believe she's capable.
You can say whatever you want to say. And people can speculate and they can do whatever they want to do. If you ever spoke to Custer, she just want to run. There's no doubt in my mind that she wants to run. Shifting up from an 800 to a 5,000.
Sheesh.
That's a lot of bodily shift. You can go down and run a 400
Yeah.
and be fairly competitive.
Yeah.
But boy, a 5,000, that's a whole mental shift. So to push your body for that long, and even the 15-minute mark, that's quick. That's super quick.
Sure.
That's not an easy task. I think she's capable of doing it. She's unfortunately not gonna, be in a world dominating position. But damn, running that 5,000 is gonna be difficult.
And I think the interesting thing about a decision, obviously, if you look at 2020, focusing on the 200 meter, blasting PB after PB after PB, and obviously COVID hits. Let's be honest, COVID was difficult for any athlete. Ooh, got some wings there.
Yeah, you need to eat some.
I'll get to that now. So COVID was interesting for every single athlete, and they dealt with it in different ways. Others were in great form, before it, and others used it. Wade van Niekerk immediately said it was like a blessing for him because he could have more time. And obviously not the blessing of the actual pandemic, just time, you know what I mean? And he used it. It's a very difficult and negative time, but he used that to sharpen his tools. For other athletes, they were in the forms of their life, and to have to back away and have to make decisions. And that's where the decision came for Semenya. She decided, listen, am I going to come from the 800 and become a specialist in the 200? How many years do I have in the 200? How much specialty can my body hold for another 4 to 5 years as a sprinter? Hamstrings, it's tricky. Being a sprinter is not an easy game. And then the other obvious choice is we move up to a longer distance. I've got the speed already. All I need to do is learn how to pace myself. Pacing in the 5,000 has been her biggest challenge. She's been struggling. She said the laps are a lot. You have to even remember what lap you're on whilst you're trying to run fast and qualify, save energy. But this is an event she can grow into. Like you said, she's not in dominating form. She's trying to qualify at the moment. But give her 2 or 3 competitions, a year or two in it, the game changes. And once the Cobra decides to strike and she's in a position to strike, it's going to be difficult. How are they going to shake it off? Because her mentality is on another level.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Yes, having all this adversity, that's difficult. Competing at world-class level, that's difficult. And then changing your events and your mindset, gee whiz. So I really hope she makes it. I really do. So I think she's running this weekend or on Tuesday. So I hope she does it. Other guy I want to have make that, or I want to point out is Precious Mashele.
Yeah, Precious is
the king of running 5,000s.
Yeah,
alone, and falling short by merely seconds, 10 seconds.
Less.
Is him.
Just over 4 seconds.
Just over 4 seconds. He could have done it in Durban, but those conditions were insane. I think at a stage you looked at almost a headwind in the last straight of around about -6, -6, -7. So he couldn't, he couldn't do it there, even though we had a Kenyan athlete that did it. But even he said that was the tough conditions. Custer ran her lifetime best.
In those conditions.
Yeah, in those conditions. Now, if you prepare to qualify and the stage set, and the wind comes over, there's nothing you really can do about it.
But that's track and field, right? How much control do you really have? You see it. Let's look at Akani Simbini. Akani Simbini was in 9.8 form beginning of the season already. He was showing capability of breaking the SA record, the 9.89. And
he will break it.
And it will.
He will.
But I'm just saying, it just goes to show. I mean, in that time, you could see he's in shape. He can do it.
I think we have 2 athletes that will go under. Actually, I
Oh,
think,
two.
I think we have 3 athletes that will go underneath the current SA record at Olympics.
So we've got a strong team, obviously, going there. Sean, Patuchezo Maswanganyi, Akani Simbini, and Gift. All 3 of them have qualified to run the 100-meter at Olympics. That is, that is impressive. I mean, if you look back, there was a time where, we would only see maybe the likes of Simon as the only athlete there. And I mean, even for him, it was just difficult because it's new to all South Africans. And then there's a new breed of these athletes now, that they've seen it. They've seen Akani in final after final after final. And they believe they're also capable of doing the same thing. So now you've got 3 hungry young lions who are going to the Olympic
hungry.
Games.
That's actually the most that we've ever had.
And all of these guys are capable of going sub-10.
I think all 3 of them are capable of running a medal.
All capable of being in the final.
Yeah, okay. Being in the final, but given circumstance,
Yeah, there's a medal.
anything can happen.
There's
You
a
saw
medal.
Leon got a 6th.
There's a medal.
Akani's got a 4th. Akani's got a 4th the previous Olympics.
Fifth.
Or a 5th.
Yeah, 5th, and then 4th at the World
Yeah,
Championships.
that's right. I'm sorry, mixing it. It's still,
Man, so the guys have been knocking.
yeah. Now we got more.
So now we say, open up the door. It's time.
Yeah, it is time.
Kinako. So exciting. Obviously, that is exciting topics, exciting talk. And that's what we're going to be doing, Smitty. I think for those who, maybe if you're tuning in now for the first time and you just tuned in now and you want to figure out what's happening here, welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
welcome to you.
We're going to push to do a lot more of these and then get a couple of guys into the stadium, into the studio,
Yeah.
and get their thoughts too. But I think, James, we got about 10 minutes. We can do some random stuff, random topics. So let's see what the audience want to look or what they want to talk about.
All right, let's check that. Let me jump into these wings whilst we're doing that as well.
I see Andre is talking about BMT. Wade is a BMT runner. So big match temperament.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that you don't really. You don't really have. You don't wake up and have that. You got to train. You got to train to build confidence. Once you have confidence, the BMT kicks in. So that's why I said also in the article, we look at the current form and performances, as well as the BMT, as well as what was the last thing I said? I can't really recall it from my mind. Andre is also saying Sean has a better 200-meter ranking than his 100-meter ranking. Boy, my mouth's burning from these chickens. What do you think, James?
Yeah.
Better
So-
chance in 200 than...
Yeah, I think I definitely think so. I would say that because
Let's have a look at that ranking.
the 200 is his let's call it favorite event. He's he's got the same mentality that Bolt had, in that the 100 is important, and it's important to get the win because everybody's looking at the fastest 100-meter athlete.
That's actually a super solid point that Andre brought up here. Sean's ranked 9th in the 200. So the USA season's done. They've gone through their trials. Jamaica's gone through their trials. Oh, man, Adams. That guy was in crazy shape. Yeah, so Sean's got a 9th. And he ran that in a headwind, with a headwind as well. As well as the USA Oak, Joseph Pambule, Terrence Laird, Andre DeGrasse. Don't forget about that guy either.
Man from Canada.
Yeah, man from Canada. He's pretty cool too. Yeah, I'm sure Sean can double up anyway.
He is.
Yeah, well, he'll double up. There you go. He'll double up.
So he is selected for the 100 and the 200.
Good.
Obviously,
Yeah, I saw that actually last night.
the 2010 is within the qualifying standard,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the 10.04,
Mm-hmm.
which he ran in the 100 meter.
Isaac Makwala.
Oh, the greatest Makwala. Makwala, obviously.
Hey, that
He
guy.
lives next door.
That
But
guy.
next door, I mean, Botswana's just
1985. That makes him older than me. 34, 35, 36.
36 years old.
36 years old and going strong. That's a pretty cool. I'm glad he's there. So ranked 13th currently.
So he's also going to be looking at focusing on the 200
Mm.
as well as the 4. But yeah.
And we know Wade ran that 20.38 and he held up. Probably also 2015.
It was also in a minus 1.4 wind, if you actually check that as well.
It's just chilling over the line.
So that's impressive stuff.
Cool, man. All right, I guess we got to the end of our first podcast. It was pretty cool. It's fun. So more of these, more on track and field. We'll launch a couple of podcasts as well for BackSports. So we'll be focusing on the team sports, but for track and field, it's by athletes, for athletes, your athletes. And we're going to start inviting some guests into here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think this was fun. This is a good one.
Mm.
First one. Now, to get this one out of the way, it is the back chat. No, not a back chat. This is what is it? It's a chat podcast where we're talking all things.
We can chat about anything
anything.
that we want.
And guys, no sweat. Remember that.
No sweat. Okay, so see you next week. We're gonna have a new topic next week. Be sure to like and subscribe our pages. Go to Backtrack Sports on YouTube, Backtrack Sports on Facebook, as well as Instagram, and follow us there. You'll see much more of the updates and the topics that we'll be speaking of. We're going to make this a lot more interactive, a lot more fun, a lot more for you. So we're bringing you, the audience, into these. And then we're going to get the juicy comments, or not the juicy comments, the juicy ideas, and start talking about it. Someone's got to talk about it. We up for the game. And yeah, see you next week. Monday, new article. Next week, Friday, we'll discuss that topic as well.
We back again.
We back again.
We back again. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys had a good time. This was No Sweat.
Woo!